Saints football is right around the corner, so if you're pumped up to watch the black and gold, I need you to hit the thumbs up icon and like this video. The schedule has been released. We already broke it down in full detail. So for today's video, I'm going to give you my predictions for each and every week for the New Orleans Saints, all 18 weeks, all 17 games. Can't wait for the black and gold to kick off under Kellen Moore and Tyler Shough. Who knows? Welcome into Saints Now by Chat Sports. As always, I'm your host, Trizzy Girouard. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. In the comment section and description of this video, you'll be able to see the link to our full roster breakdown. And basically, we just ran through the entire roster, but if you haven't seen it and you just want to see what's going on, we'll run through it today. First things first, you start off week 1 versus the Arizona Cardinals. Then you take the San Francisco 49ers on, and then week 3 at Seattle, week 4 at Buffalo, week 5 the New York Football Giants, Jackson Dart, Jameis Winston, and Russell Wilson. They come to the Dome, and then the following week, Drake May and Mike Vrabel with the New England Patriots. They travel down to the boot. You go up to Chicago in week 7 and week 8. You head out to the West Coast to take on the Los Angeles Rams. I'm so tired of that damn football team. Week 9. You take on the Buccaneers, the Succaneers, as we like to call them here on Saints Now by Chat Sports. At home, week 9, week 10, you travel to Carolina. Last time we did that, Dennis Allen got fired. Interesting to say the least. Week 11 is your bye. I like the location of that. I think it's a good time of the year, and I honestly don't think it's, that bad of a time to have it. It's not too early, not too late. I think it's just right. Week 12 at the Falcons. Week 13 at the Dolphins. You head down to Miami. You get to go down to South Florida and have some nice weather towards the end of the season. And then you see these 2 games right here? Push it. Same thing, just reversed. At the Buccaneers and versus the Carolina Panthers. Last time the Panthers were at home, we hung 40 on their dumbasses. Week 16 versus the Jets. Week 17 at the Titans. Week 18, you finish off the season against the Falcons. And the last time you finished the season at home versus Atlanta, they fired their head coach, Jameis Winston, A-W, and Jamal Williams scored a touchdown when they thought they were taking a knee. Absolutely hilarious. So get in the comments section before I give you my record prediction for each and every game. I want to hear from you. Predict the Saints' record. Are they going to win 10 games? Are they going to win 5 games? Are they going to win 3 games? I want to hear from you. It's not that bad of a schedule. It's honestly a pretty weak teams that you play against, but I'm going to start off with week 1. First, you take on the Arizona Cardinals. And I'm going to say that the Saints are going to win this battle. Week 1, I expect New Orleans to come out with a victory. I do not expect a team with a quarterback that I have personally gotten a pick 6 off of to do anything. I'm picking the Saints to win this one. In week 2, I'm going with the 49ers beating the Saints. They win, so the 2025 record is 1-1. For what it's worth, in week 1, you got to keep the week 1 streak alive, but you didn't keep the win streak alive. In week 3, the losing streak continues. I have the Saints losing to the Seattle Seahawks in week 3 at Seattle with a record of 1-2, starting off the first few weeks of the season. And then in week 4 against the Buffalo Bills, this is an easy one to pick. I think the Bills are going to have no problem against the Saints. And for what it's worth, I could see the Saints in these 4 games rolling out Spencer Rattler. Use him as a little bit, maybe as a scapegoat, if you will. Maybe just test the waters, say, hey, we're not ready to put Tyler Shough and throw him to the Wolves yet. We want to see what Spencer Rattler's got early in the season. If you struggle here, Shough is going in week 5. But if not, we're going to keep it rolling. Or maybe it is Shough and you just say, all right, we're just going to go through the growing pains and see what happens. In week 5, I do think that's an opportunity for you to turn some things around. You go 1-3 the first 4 weeks, but when you get to the New York Football Giants, when they come to the Superdome, I have you beating the Giants. Marshall Green, Tyler Smith, I hope that I can clip this, and I hope that I'm right. I know that we've been chirping back and forth all week, so, this is going to be fun to revisit here in a few weeks, or a few months, I should say. In week 6 versus the Patriots, I have us losing that game. The Patriots win. Mike Vrabel, Drake May. I just trust those 2 guys a lot, and I think that the Saints just have more holes on the roster, and I think the Patriots did a really good job of building their team throughout the offseason. I think the Saints are going to lose that one, but I do think they're going to beat the next opponent, the Chicago Bears. Dennis Allen revenge game? Absolutely not. My producer, Trace Moustakis, is looking at me with the thumbs down. I'm here to tell you, Moustakis, we're coming for that ass. We're going to beat the Bears at Soldier Field, and we're going to walk out of there with a dub. Hopefully we can embarrass Dennis Allen. That'd actually be hilarious. If Dennis Allen does beat us, though, Moustakis, Yeah, full reign to chirp me all you want. Week 8 at the Rams. Again, we're predicting this in May. I don't know what will happen. It's way too early. Week 8, Rams win. I have them beating the Saints once again. You know, one of these days I'll pick the Rams to lose, but they're the better football team. They're very physical. They've been doing great. Matthew Stafford hasn't shown signs of slowing down. I'm good. I don't think the Saints are going to win. It's just how it be sometimes. Now, I want to go ahead and ask you this question. Who will lead the Saints in touchdowns early this season? I want to hear from you. Do you think it will be Alvin Kamara? Do you think it'll be Chris Olave? Do you think it'll be Devin Neal? Maybe it's Juwan Johnson. Maybe it's Rashid Shaheed. Who could it be? You let me know. Get in the comment section. Alrighty, let's keep this thing rocking and rolling. Week 9. Whew. I have us going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home at the Dome. And for what it's worth, I do think when the Saints take on the Buccaneers, I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. Baker Mayfield will be taking on the New Orleans Saints. And that's a team that last year definitely had their way with the Saints. For what it's worth, I think context matters. The first time they played at the Dome, Spencer Rattler was the starting quarterback, and it just wasn't really all that pretty. So for that reason, I'm going to say they're going to be healthy. The Saints are going to win this game against the Buccaneers just because I think they're going to split them. Week 10, I have the New Orleans Saints taking on the Carolina Panthers and finishing that game with the W. You're back at 500. It's pretty nice. You get to 500 by week 10. Again, I don't think it's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be kind of a tough season. But I think you can sneak some wins. I think you can beat some teams that you should beat or that you could beat. And I also think that this Week 11 bye, chef's kiss. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love having it in Week 11. I think it's perfect timing. I think it's beautiful. I think this is a great time for the Saints to potentially get healthy before you have to get to the final stretch of the season in the back half of the year. And I also think that this is a really good opportunity for the Saints before it gets like on the road and you're moving around a ton. Like, this is a good chance to just be at home, rest, relax, recoup, and then go out and kick the Falcons' ass. Because that's what I have them doing in Week 12. You're going to beat the Falcons. I have a personal belief. I have a I don't care. I don't care how bad the Saints are. I don't care how good the Falcons are. It is a personal belief. I will never, ever, 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 ever pick the Falcons to beat the Saints. It is just something that I believe in. It's something that into my heart and dear into my core that I believe into the depths of my loins. I hate the Falcons. They're a terrible football team. And if you can't even hold a 25-point lead in the most important game in all of sports, then how the hell are you supposed to beat the New Orleans Saints? You ain't. Subscribe to Saints Now by Chat Sports. If you absolutely can't stand the Dirty Birds, we are crushing them in our Falcons Today versus Saints Now 2025 sub battle. But I want to double those frauds. Can we get to 10,000 before they get to 6? I mean, I want to freaking double them. I want them to be left so far in the dust that they can't even see the black and gold. I hate the Falcons. If you're with me, this is the channel for you. F the Falcons. F Michael Penix, F Drake London, F Bijan Robinson, F Raheem Morris, F Terry Fontenot. If you're with me, subscribe to Saints Now. Plus, you also get daily Saints content by fans for fans. Pretty good win. So Week 13, that was my TED Talk about the Atlanta Falcons. Clearly, I'm a big fan of that team. Week 13 at the Dolphins. I do have the Saints actually winning this one. And I was going back and forth on this game. And Mustakis and I were talking. I was like, man, look, I just don't buy the hype around the Dolphins. Sure, they have some good football players, and they have a lot of talent, but they have a lot of speed. And if you can out-physical the speed aspect of their game, I think you have a chance to win. And I also like that you're traveling to Miami, where it's going to be nice weather, where it's going to be humid. It's also humid in Louisiana, in case you didn't know. So I think that the Saints do have a good opportunity here to walk out of Miami with the win, because when you come to Week 14, you're still on the road, and you got to get a win here. Week 14 at the Buccaneers, I think it's a must-win game, but I'm going to say that the Saints don't win this one. To be honest, I think it's really hard to sweep the NFC South. You're going to sweep the Falcons. You're going to sweep the Panthers. The Bucs, it might be kind of tough. I genuinely don't know. So I have them splitting with the Buccaneers. Each team wins their home game. Against the Panthers, I already spoiled it. I know they're not good. I don't care. I don't care who they drafted. I don't care who their coach is. I don't care who the quarterback is. I don't give a shit. The Panthers are not a good football team. They haven't been relevant since Cam Newton was around. And to be totally honest, I don't understand why Panthers fans think that this is a rivalry. Because it's not. You're losers. You're dumb. And quite frankly, all 6 Panthers fans that exist need to just shut up and keep the pipe down. Zip it. Zip. Zip. What's that from Austin Power? Zip. It's like that. I don't care. I don't want to hear of you Panthers fans. But you know what I do want to hear? I want to hear you swiping that credit card on Fanatics, chatsports.com/Saints jerseys. You can get yourself a new jersey. Current players, former players, home, away, color rush, throwbacks, men, women, children's jerseys, whatever you want, we got them. Chatsports.com/Saints jerseys. The link is in the comments and description of this video. Click on the link, browse through the Fanatics website, and if you find something you like, pick it up, and you'll help support the show. All the information is in the comments and description of this video. Remember, it's chatsports.com/Saints jerseys. I highly encourage you to check it out. Week 16 versus the Jets. Justin Fields, Aaron Glenn, they come to the Superdome, and I'm going to pick the Jets to actually win that game. I would love to see the Saints walk out of there with the win, but I ultimately believe this Jets are just going to be the team that's maybe more prepared. Maybe it's more healthy. I just don't know. Like, I don't see the Saints walking out with the last 5 weeks with more than a couple of wins. So I had to pick a loss somewhere. I just think the Jets are going to be a team that honestly takes a big step with Aaron Glenn and Justin Fields. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong and we actually beat them by like 40. That'd be electric. But right now in May, the day the schedule released, May 14th, 7 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to say the Jets win. We'll come back and visit this one. I can't wait to do this. Week 17 at the Titans, Cam Ward. I have him losing to the Saints in Nashville. I think that's just a team that has way too many holes. They didn't address all of their needs across the roster. And, you have a rookie quarterback. So do the Saints. I just think that the Saints are a more prepared and a more ready-to-win team. And I think that they are just a better overall roster. And to be totally honest, I am in love with the Saints coaching staff. I can't necessarily share that sentiment with the Titans. And to round out the season, I think the Saints are going to destroy, dismantle, and absolutely embarrass the Dirty Birds. Last time we played against the Falcons at home, the last few times actually, we've absolutely embarrassed them, made them look stupid, made them look like they belong in the UFL. And hopefully we continue to do that this year. And even if the season sucks, maybe, just maybe, you can win on a high note and finish on a good positive look, and the Saints can run off into the sunset and have a good playoff season. 10-7, I think that's good enough to make the postseason. This is very wishful thinking, though. Very overly optimistic. I'm going to be honest, going through this, I did not expect to have the Saints have a winning record. Fully anticipated to have like 6, 7, 8 wins maybe, but again, it's not a really strong schedule, and I do think that this is a team that can rattle some wins off, and I think they're underrated and not getting nearly the amount of respect they deserve. If you want to get more Saints content in between these videos, hit your boy up on X, Instagram, or TikTok. You can find me on all 3 platforms. Just search up Trizzy Trace. And as always, Saints fans, I really do appreciate y'all for tuning in. And hit me up on socials if you want to get more content. I post a lot of stuff all throughout the year, not just on YouTube, but on social media too. Last reminder, I'm going to go ahead and say for the New Orleans Saints record prediction, 10-7 is the record prediction, but I asked you at the beginning. So this is your last opportunity to get your votes in. I said 10-7. What do you think? Predict the Saints record down in the comment section. Y'all stay golden, and we'll see you next time.